Hey guys, welcome back to our next flex joint video. Today we're talking about the WJ Grand Cherokee and KJ Liberty rear upper A-arm. We've got a flex joint upgrade that can replace the rubber at the chassis mounts. Now the rubber does a pretty good job for the most part. We know the factory arm, once lifted, you got kind of a bad operating angle on that. Our A-arm does correct that operating angle. However, if we're really getting after it, if we're really asking for some performance out of these things, we know those rubber bushings are going to wear out. So when that happens, or if you want to just get ahead of it and order the bar with it, let's get some flex joints. As usual, we're going to have our flex ball, our races, our clamping hardware, and then our two end caps. Now this one's a little bit more unique as the end caps have two different designs. We've got one here with machined lip on it and one without. The one without is not going to be threaded. That is where we're going to send our hardware through. The one with that lip is the threaded end. Again, no nuts on this one. We're threading right into the washer. So with that, let's get to the assembly. All right, we're going to get to the greasing part of the assembly. Now again, whatever you got in the gun, it's going to be fine. And we're just going to put a nice little smear on the ball and then on the races as well. Now before we start putting the end caps and races and a couple of starting bolts together, why don't we come on over and we're going to show you kind of the difference between these washers, or end caps if you will. Now we've got our non-threaded one with the straight edges to it. That's going to go on the bottom side of the arm here where we can see that machined recess. And it's going to sit right inside there. And then our threaded one that's got the machined kind of lip on there is going to sit just like that. So let's get it assembled. Like usual, we're going to send a couple bolts through. Grab a race and our ball. And we're going to get that started on the bottom side here. Now this isn't quite as tight a fit, so we're going to want to hold on to that so it doesn't go anywhere. Those two bolts started already. We got a good guide here for the next race. There we go, nice and snug there for the races. And the threaded side. That lined up, and we can start hand tightening our hardware. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to go side to side here a little bit. As you can kind of see, that washer up there has got a little ways to get sucked in there. So just to make sure it doesn't get kind of pulled sideways, we'll go side to side on this hardware. And we do, like usual, have a pretty specific torquing sequence for this. So as you can see, I'm not going to go all the way with the ratchet wrench. We're just kind of getting started, getting everything kind of sucked together inside there. And it might start feeling a little tight, that's fine. Just alternate side to side until we're there. And like always, before we start getting too far on the hardware, let's try and make sure that that ball is orientated pretty straight, because once it's tight, it's going to be pretty hard to turn. All right, as we're doing, the initial snugging, if you will, with the ratchet wrench, like I said before, we want to work kind of side to side in a little bit of a crisscross pattern. But the biggest goal is to make sure that this top washer is going to sit nice and flush around here. So you might have to jump around a little bit. Jump around. Maybe even outside your crisscross pattern. Until that is nice and seated. But now that that's down, we can go ahead and start our actual torque sequence. Now with everything kind of started by hand with the ratchet wrench, time for the torque wrench. 70 inch-pounds on the first pass, and then it's going to be 85, 5 minutes, and final 85. And as always, now that we've got everything kind of started and snugged, we're going to go in a crisscross pattern. All right, there's 70, so we're going to bump her up to 85. All right, first pass is done, or second pass, pardon me. First pass at 85. So now we're going to wait that 5 minutes. While we're waiting, we're going to go ahead and get our grease zerk in there. And now this one, we already kind of know the orientation of the arm. So we can kind of preset that where we know it's going to be most accessible. All right, about there. And go ahead and give it a couple squirts here. We finished up our final pass here. As you can see, we now have a huge upgrade over the factory. It's going to be way stronger, way longer lasting. Never have to worry about that rubber again. And remember, you can order your A-arm with these, or you can use it as an upgrade to the existing rubber that you may have ordered it with. You can find them on our website, ironrockoffroad.com. Thanks for stopping by. Every time. Jesus Christ. You want your bloopers? Here's your bloopers. Am I being punked? Is that still a thing?
Maybe.